Hello, flowerpreneurs. We are here again, and now we're going to be talking about. We already talked about the 4 types of engineering. Now we're going to talk about the 4 types of petal build. What do we mean by this? It works. It has to do with the size. It has to do with the way you cut your petals, and the way the type of flower it is. So we divided it up in 4. So we'll always talk about these types of builds, and you will see different. You've probably seen them all on tutorials. They all work different, and it depends a lot on size. For example, let's start off by a petal wrap. When we talk about petal wrap, we mean every petal is cut individually, and they're all kind of like the same. They may vary in size, but they're all cut around the same. Most of the flowers you see here are petal wraps. You do have one there where the bud is different. So when we do petal wraps, usually if you're going to do a big build, you have lots of sheets, and you cut your squares and you cut your petals 4 by each, and you kind of do it fast. So a petal wrap flower is usually a big flower, and the petal is the same. Okay, so just to give you a little example, this is a wallflower. So this is a petal wrap. Okay, all petals are kind of like the same, and you just go wrap around, and they're cut individually. So I want to talk now about the petals wrap with a bud. So the petal wrap with a bud, it's basically kind of like the same thing. You have your individual petals, but your bud is different. It will usually be a fringe, kind of like this. It will usually be, a fringe, or let me show you the gerbera. So you've got your individual petals, and you've got a bud. So each petal, depending on the size, is individual petal. So that being said, that's the petal wrap with bud. The bud is different, okay? And then sometimes it can just be like a cutout, right? Your bud. That will usually be on a wallflower, not on a standing one, but some of them can be done like that. That's if you got to do a humongous work. So that's what you want to do, right? A fast bud. Then we've got the circular, which is basically most smaller than 12-inch flowers. What do I mean by that? That means we will cut the foam a different way. For example, this one is a circular. Every circle has four petals, which is kind of easier because you'll cut your squares, and you cut your petals really fast. So this is obviously your circular. That means every layer of your flower will be in a circle, different size, and you could have 4 petals, you could have 6, you could have 18. We have the as you can see here, we have the chrysanthemum that has, I think it's 16 petals in one circle. So if you've been through that course, you'll see that is a circular build. So it's I like circular builds because they're kind of fast. But the big ones, it's kind of hard to do it in a circular build because you don't want to waste your material. And then we've got, before it be wired petals and unique flowers, but now we've kind of put them together, which is kind of like, the iris. Let me show you an iris. This is a unique and at the same time a wired flower. It's usually less than 12 petals because these are very unique. And let me show you another one. This is the calla lily. Although you could consider it that it's one petal and wrapped, one single petal, it has a bud and it's very unique. So we catalog that in the wired petals and unique. So this is basically how we divide, so you can know, oh, that's going to be a circular, that's going to be, so you can, once you're in it and you know how many you're going to build, you get an idea, right? And just see, if you're going to do the small ones, they're usually circular petals, which is kind of faster. But Very normal. So anyways, just wanted to check, and this is a very important subject, the flower types based on the petal build. It has to do with the flower, it has to do with the way you cut. So basically this is just a little extra information for you to have in this work.